Good morning, openly beta viewers. This is Sandbox, our famous podcast, where we talk about a lot of anime, and we've got a lot of toasty zingers. But before that, how are you doing, Jack?
I'm doing good. I'd like to correct something you said in the intro there. You said openly beta viewers, but everyone knows that we call our fans the beta cuckboy nation. But I'm doing good, Jamie. How are you doing? I'm melting. I'm literally melting. I think it's like the hottest day of the decade.
So I'm actually... I mean, my face, now observing myself on camera, I look quite hot.
Yeah.
I think I am quite hot. I've just been way more hot earlier than I am now. But it is a bit toasty out there, for sure.
Yeah, it's quite a toasty life.
And
it also looks like it's going to rain on Friday, which is my birthday, so that'll be a fun turn of events.
Yahoo! Oh no. Or at least the going into people's houses rule's been relaxed, so yeah.
That's true. Will that be all?
Speaking of melting, so my drink that I am drinking today is quite bizarre, actually.
Interesting.
So, it's called Sofa by the Brewing Company, and I can't at the moment display to you the cover, but it's very, very bizarre, like super bizarre, like a kind of really low budget, old fashioned advert, and it's like someone's holding like a mug or something with a weird like smiley face on it.
Very interesting.
Size one fits all. Limited time offer, $19. Call now.
Wait, not one size fits all. Size one fits all.
Size one fits all.
Very interesting.
But the reason I mentioned melting
is
because atop this bottle is a molten wax bit on top, which I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen it before on a beer bottle.
No, very interesting. I'm going to need to see a picture of this afterwards.
It's like proper wax too. Like I'm trying to get it open now, and it's actually legitimately a challenge. This is not something that you can just easily take off by the looks of it.
It sounds like this bottle is going to win high marks for charm.
There's a lot of charm here.
Yeah. Where did you acquire such a drink?
So specifically for these podcasts, I subscribe to a beer subscription service.
You've mentioned this before, in fairness,
and they deliver. They deliver so much. I've not had any repeat. They definitely don't have any repeats because they put in a lot of effort to ensure that every single time each of the beers is really well thought out. And they have every week they upload videos of tasting and background of the brewery that you get emailed, and it's really cool.
That's fascinating. That sounds like a really good service, actually. Like,
it's really sick.
Yeah, they're getting a lot there. I might have to invest in that. If I invested, would they then send us both the same drink every week?
They would.
We could then just review the same drink every week.
In fairness, that would be pretty cute.
Because I'm just drinking the same thing constantly because I'm not going out hardly ever.
Well, it's a weird service because they only give you 12 beers every 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's not meant to be all about having loads of beer. This isn't meant to replace your usual beers that you get in. It's supposed to be like a collection of really unheard of cool beers.
Yeah, it's like a beer tasting service. It's not like use this subscription service and then have a cold one with the boys constantly.
Exactly. But I am actually having a cold one with my boy, and there's no other boys I'm drinking cold ones with, so actually...
That's true. It's very true.
We've talked about this beer for quite a long time.
And you haven't mentioned the taste.
I'm
going
to very quickly have a little taste of it, and we can actually talk about some games.
Go for it. While you're doing that, I'll say that I'm drinking Disaronno and Coke. That's Disaronno and Coke. And I think no more needs to be said about that. Probably my favourite drink, because it's delicious in terms of like just pure taste. But you know, have you had a swig of yours yet, Jamie?
Yeah, the beer's good. I have to say, it's my least favourite style of beer of all the beers.
Oh, okay. Which
maybe.
is
mild.
Fair.
Which is
you prefer your drinks wild.
It's not a stout. It's like, think a stout, but less intense, less alcoholic, kind of less everything. So
It doesn't sound ideal.
But it's perfectly nice. It's just not my favourite type of beer. So
that's all you really need.
I want to talk about something. This is games now, by the way, audience.
This is games. Is this news?
This is news. So 2 hours ago, and I mean it, 2 hours ago, there's a brand new trailer for the Marvel Avengers game by Square Enix.
Oh.
And you know what?
I've been seeing more marketing for it lately.
I wasn't feeling it, even though it's like it totally has potential to be amazing. It hasn't really got much like hype behind it right now. This trailer,
it has none.
It's pretty hype, and
That's cool.
They've revealed that the main villain is MODOK, which is pretty damn cool in my opinion.
Yeah, I would expect it to just be Thanos.
Mm-hmm. So
like ride the hype.
It's actually like they're not. It's completely separate. It's comics. It's not. It's their own.
Yeah. It's not MCU.
But you say that, but like even
you can tell there's a lot of heavy inspiration.
There's quite often with Marvel games recently, of which there haven't been many, but although they're not technically based on the MCU, the cast of characters is heavily inspired by the cast of the MCU.
Yeah, for sure. Which I think there's a bit of in this game.
For sure.
I mean, I'm watching the trailer now. It's the most hyped I've been for this game, which isn't really saying much. No. It's been weird, the marketing for this game. Like, I still don't really know what it is.
Nor do I.
I mean, it looks like it's a standard third-person adventure game. It looks like your standard Sony game. But I don't know what it is. Am I going to be able to play as different Avengers?
I got the impression there were online elements, but
that's what I mean. I originally thought it was a what's that DC game? Like an MMO basically, where you play as the hero, blah blah blah.
DC Superheroes Online.
Yeah, I think that is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, like I don't know, you make your own superhero, and then you can interact with these heroes, or maybe you can play as these heroes, and there can only be like one of each on a server or something. I don't know.
Oh no, it's definitely not that.
No, it's not. That's just my very initial thoughts were, is that what it's going to be? But
it's weird, isn't it? Because it's an extremely high budget game, and taken completely out of any knowledge of this game. I mean, not that we have a lot, but trying to ignore all the backlash it's getting, it looks pretty sick. In fairness, I just don't know what it. I have no idea. It's like, like you said, it looks like a standard Sony, but it's not a standard Sony thing because it's very. I mean, you're playing as a superhero, so it's naturally explosive and very. I'm assuming large scale. I can't imagine you'd want to be playing as like Iron Man and Thor, and then just running around corridors. You want to be like flying around cities, right?
Yeah, which I feel like these games always just mess up.
Yeah,
it's like what you said about the Spider-Man game. Like, games never that accurately managed to make you feel like the superhero you're playing as, other than like the Arkham games of Batman.
But we haven't actually had a Marvel game like this for like...
No, we haven't. They're always
ever.
movie tie-ins that are terrible.
Yeah, well,
like the old like Iron Man games.
Yeah, but that was like okay. Just side note, we haven't had movie tie-in games for like 10 years now. Like they died.
No,
that's
they
not a
really
thing
dropped
anymore.
off. Which is kind of a good thing.
Yeah, especially when it's like something like Marvel and it's just bad, and you're like,
the DreamWorks
yeah,
ones were incredible.
The what? Sorry.
Over the Hedge. Oh boy, the DreamWorks ones.
Oh no, yeah.
I used to love those.
You used to love them?
Yeah, back when I was like 17. And when I was a kid, I used to love it because there were games that I could complete in like a day, and I'd feel like a pro gamer.
I had that with the King Kong game on PS2.
The King Kong game was genuinely great, and I did not complete that in a quick amount of time. I spent a long time playing that game.
Oh, I beat that in a day. I guess I'm just
did not.
I guess I'm more of a pro gamer than you.
Maybe so. Literally, that's a game I would be willing to play for the channel. I used to love that game. Like, genuinely.
No. In fairness, same. I mean, I
would
would have...
scary. I used to have nightmares.
I would have loved it more. I mean, I'm being serious. I actually did beat it in a single day. And so, like...
I absolutely did not. I found it hard.
I went back and, like, replayed it to unlock all the... I unlocked, like, every possible secret thing you can get.
Yeah, like, the good ending.
Yeah, and you could play as a... There's like a special unlockable where you play as a plane and try and shoot down King Kong on top of the Empire State Building.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
But like... so it's difficult because I didn't play that much, but I remember it being sick for what it was. Like, I remember there being levels where you have to be really sneaky. I mean, maybe it's just in my head. I'm thinking it's too good.
No, it was stealth.
But there was some really cool, like, stealth dinosaur sections, weren't there?
I would love a game like that again, where you're sprinting for your life, and then you sneak into ruins, and then like a dinosaur's jaw comes through the gap and just misses you.
Jack, we've said it before. Where are the dinos?
Where are the dinos? Why haven't dinosaurs had zombies? Why did zombies get so long and dinosaurs didn't?
I actually...
You know what? Take back everything I said about The Last of Us 2. Pour the zombies. I want The Last of Us with dinosaurs.
Last of Us 3, Rise of the Dinos. It's just...
Iron Sky 2.
It's like a normal Last of Us trailer, and it's like... It comes up like Last of Us Part 3, and then right at the end of the trailer... There's like this just T-Rex claw burst out of the ground, and then it just goes back to the title, like, Rise of the Dinos.
It says The Last of Us 3, and then it cuts back, and then it's like, I don't know, just Ellie turns around, like, what in oblivion is that? And then like a T-Rex roars, and it just comes up coming soon.
Clever girl.
Clever girl.
And
oh my god, the raft section in King Kong, where you're on the raft and the T-Rexes come in. They're trying to bite you over the river.
The thing is, right, I actually, as a kid, I replayed that level like 100 billion times because it was like sick.
It was great.
But I don't actually ever remember knowing exactly what you were supposed to do. Like, it was kind of just felt like sometimes you lost and sometimes you didn't.
I remember not knowing what was happening for most of the game. I couldn't follow the plot. Oh my god, and some of the things they changed from the movie were hilarious. Like in the movie, you remember Hayes? The like big black guy who's kind of like tutoring Jimmy, the young whippersnapper from the boat. I used to love the film and the game, so I know all these characters that no one knows. But there's this guy called Hayes, who's like one of the main sailor guys. And in the film, he has like this heroic moment where... I think it's when they're fighting Kong, when they're on the tree over the big ravine, and he's twisting it around, and they're all falling down to their deaths, to the bugs and stuff. And then Hayes goes up and like is shooting King Kong, and then he like grabs him and like throws him against the wall, and he dies instantly and falls down a hole. And it's like, oh man, what a death! But in the game, it's just like there's a bit where you're against a T-Rex and you run away, and then Hayes turns around. And then, like, the T-Rex steps on him and he gets crushed and just dies.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it's so much more dumb than in the film.
Yeah, I remember that.
He just, like, ragdolls, like, something from like Xavier Renegade Angel, and then Jimmy's like, Mr. Hayes, and then it just ends.
I'm gonna have to, after this, look at some YouTube footage of King Kong on PS2 because
I
in my
forgot
head,
about that game.
in my head, it's like a current gen game, but it bloody isn't.
It's gonna look awful now. The King Kong sections were great, fighting the T-Rexes, and you rip their jaws open like in the film.
You know,
I do remember though hating that maggot bit right near the end, where the giant maggots are fighting you. They're really hard to kill.
I wasn't a fan of the King Kong sections at all. Actually, Were you
not?
I actually kind of hated them a bit.
I loved it. I loved jumping and swinging around.
You know what?
I didn't like them as much as the dinosaur segments, but I liked them because the dinosaur segments were horrifying, and then the King Kong segments were a nice.
Empowering.
Like, oh, I'm playing easy mode now. I'm just a big strong boy.
I feel like for me, my feelings about the King Kong sections are the same as the Werehog sections in Sonic Unleashed. I kind of like
what a comparison.
I kind of like got through the King Kong sections so that I could get to the day stages and fight, stealth around.
That's fair. That's
T-Rex.
Fair. I love the comparison. What a tangent to go on. Anyway, we're definitely going to play more of Peter Jackson's King Kong. We're going to live stream the whole thing for the channel.
Jack?
Yeah.
Is it on PC? I bet it isn't, but...
There's going to be a way of playing
there'll be an
this
emulator.
game.
There'll be an emulator, right? We'll be able to get PS2 emulator running.
King Kong 2005 game.
Can we play King Kong?
Can we play King
It's not
Kong?
on Steam, so we're going to have to emulate it.
That's fine, we'll do it. I've got it on PS5. I still own my PS2. I can't connect my graphics card to my PS2.
So I still own my PS2, but we need your capture card. Oh wait, we've got one.
I own the game, so I don't feel bad emulating it because I legally own it.
Oh yeah, we both. I've got it still as well. Legally, we're allowed to do it just fine. Right.
Movie tie-ins, they're usually terrible.
Yeah, I
Marvel Avengers isn't even one, so that tangent was irrelevant.
Just gonna just before we finish talking about King Kong, I just want to show off a little bit more about my child gamer skills. My mum was like, obviously, like getting games as a kid was a bit of a commodity, really. It was a treat. It wasn't something that you can just buy on a whim, like you kind of can now.
Not now.
And I remember my mum being like, "Are you serious? Like we just bought it. It was like that day. I played it all day, obviously, and then it's like, Mum, it's done."
Do you know what's funny though, Jamie? I have the exact same story, but it was the open season movie tie-in game.
You bought the open season. That is
I
really
love
funny.
Movie tie-in games. I completed open season in 4 hours.
That is really funny.
I think it's to this day my quickest speed run of a game.
Oh, my mum was kind of like really disappointed for me, but I was kind of cool with it because I was like, I've replayed that game like 100 times. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't disappointed. What she was disappointed.
Like,
oh, sorry, go
on. No, you go on.
This is a. This is like the worst, one of the worst games ever. But I did not enjoy it at the time because I was a naive child. But it was Crash Purple. The
Spyro and Crash
party game weird thing, and it was meant to be like my game for the holiday, and like Mum said, don't play it now. Wait for the plane so you can play it on the when you're bored or whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously I was like, but Mum, I want to play it now. She's like, okay, you can play it, but this is your game, right? This is meant to be your holiday game, so you're not getting another one. And I played it for a bit, and it's like the shortest game ever. And I remember being so upset, and my mum was really disappointed in me. She was like, I told you not to complete it.
It's like, you can't even blame me, it's Crash's fault.
Like, this is the worst game ever. Damn.
See, I had that of open season, but I was like, it doesn't matter, because now I can play the golf mini games.
I can't believe you bought the open season
Or
game.
maybe I'm thinking of Madagascar. Jamie, I loved me a movie tie-in. I had all the Shrek ones, it was great.
I didn't actually get that many at all, really. I think Do you remember the film Dinosaur?
Yeah.
I got
the Disney one.
Yeah. I got that on the Game Boy Color.
I didn't know that had a movie tie-in. I would have had that.
It's really funny. I watched a video of someone memeing about it fairly recently, and it is like, it's a Game Boy Color game. By today's standards, it's like an atrocity, and even then, it was a bit of an atrocity, frankly.
It got 3 out of 10 from IGN.
It's a terrible game, but man, and the thing is, the reason it was a difficult game, not because it was actually difficult, but because the game design was horrendous and it was buggy, and like they had like terrible hit detection and all that. But as a kid, I just thought it was just a difficult game, and I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I used to get that, like, I guess it's my bad. The weird CGI on Dinosaur holds up.
I haven't actually looked at Dinosaur for a very long time, so I'm going to do the same.
I used to love that film because I love dinosaurs. Again, where did the dinosaurs go? I think Jurassic World killed dinosaurs.
Yeah, but...
a Jurassic Park reboot series.
I tell you what killed dinosaurs, not dinosaur.
The meteor.
Rather than the meteor. The freaking Ark Survival Evolved. That was when they showed the trailer for that. For me, that was like, okay, show's over, zombies. Step aside. Ark Survival Evolved is here. Time for the age of the dinos.
And that has elements that are exactly what I want from dinosaur media.
Yeah, and also it's like completely crap.
Yeah, I don't think it's mainstream enough to say it killed the dinosaur, but I think if it had been really good, it could have ushered in the age.
Sure.
Because, if it sold really well, people would have been like, oh, people love dinosaurs. That Dinotopia, Dinotopia? It's like a series of books based on like just concept art from this guy, I think. And it's just like cool concept art of people living amongst dinosaurs. And it's like, this is what I want from dinosaur media.
Oh, wow.
I want humans and dinosaurs living alongside each other. I want to see humans riding on dinosaurs like ploughing fields and stuff.
I'm looking at all this art. It's sick. It's like a battle, like, Brachiosaurus type thing going on.
Mate, I used to draw so much stuff like this as a kid. I designed my own dinosaur game as a kid. Like, when I'm older and I'm a video game developer, I'm going to make this AAA dinosaur game on my own, and everyone will buy it because dinosaurs will be in.
Yeah, I hope so. Maybe we should start investing in dinos, with money, actual money.
Hi, Trading 212. I'd like to buy some stocks in dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs are going to be pretty well in the next few years. Where should I put my money? Oh man,
jeez. So that was our discussion on Marvel's Avengers.
Next up, I am desperate to talk about this review.
Okay.
Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
Yes.
What are your opinions?
Yes, it looks hype. It looks like everything I want from a Crash Bandicoot 4. Let's also get that back up. Pull that up.
It's kind of crazy, actually. It really is ideal. I'm really excited for it.
Because you know what it looks like. It looks like if a really good Crash Bandicoot 4 that everyone wanted had come out at the time, this is what it would be. Yep. They haven't tried any stupid gimmicks. They haven't tried to change the formula or anything. It's just more Crash with more features. He's got different suits and power-ups and stuff. There's more enemies. Play as a few different characters. It's like they've kept it simple, but there's a lot there. Like this, Ratchet and Clank Coruscant-looking world. Dinosaur world, there's dinosaurs in it, Jamie. They're bringing dinosaurs back in Crash.
I'm gonna be I'm hyped. I have to say, right?
Yeah.
I've just gone on Amazon, and this game costs £55.
Oh yeah, it's going to.
They just released the Insane Trilogy for £30.
Yeah. It's a hard buy.
This looks like a £30 game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not a £50 game.
I mean, £40 push.
That... See...
It depends. It depends for me how much content there is.
Exactly.
But £55, I would need a lot of content.
Well, the fact that it's, you know, the Insane Trilogy. Now, I appreciate it's a different thing, right? I get it, but Insane Trilogy has just is just outstanding value. Clearly.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that and the Reignite trilogy was just insane, unprecedented in today's times.
And I have to say, the developers of this game are absolutely uncharted territory, you know? This is not Naughty Dog. This is not actually...
Is that why I said Uncharted?
Isn't... Oh, that's actually really funny. I wish I meant that.
Carry on.
It's kind of just a bit scary because we've seen how bad Crash games have been over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And so the fact that it looks simple is good in that it probably won't be bad. But that price, man.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it looks like kind of there's like Ratchet and Clank and Rayman-esque moments. It looks great. Yeah, it's going to be a tough sell. I'm going to need a lot of replayability, a lot of things to go back and collect, a lot of like bonus levels or game modes and stuff.
If it's that's the thing, right? You can excuse it if it's like actually this is there's like tons of levels here because it can't be the same length as the PlayStation 1 games because they've just released 3-in-1 and it's cheaper. So there has to be... I'm expecting it to be bigger in scope. I really hope it is anyway. Because they don't have to do much. Like they don't have to do much to please me. It kind of... What I'm looking for is I want the bosses back. I want all the characters that I haven't seen for a very long time making a return.
You want Dingo Dial?
You know what I'm scared of?
What?
There are 4 masks.
Yeah.
I bet you there's only 4 hub worlds. Or like 5.
Yeah.
I reckon there's 5. Just like the
4 and then a boss world.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
That's not a bad estimation. I mean, those hub worlds could have 40 levels each.
Yeah, right, okay, sure.
No, I mean, even if it has everything I just said about loads of replayability, loads of bonus levels and stuff, even then I don't think £55 is very reasonable. £55 is like, I don't know, something where it's got the replayability of like Skyrim. I don't know.
I paid £55. Well, actually, that's not true. I paid way more now. But okay, I paid. I was going to say Civ, but Breath of the Wild cost like £50 or something.
Yeah,
that was like a life-changing experience. I just adored that game so much, and I spent 85 hours or something on it. So totally worth it.
It's hard because in my head I'm thinking, I'd spend £55 on like an RPG or an MMO or something, whatever. But it's like you can't really discriminate against certain genres of games because they've still put in the time to make the game and have the teams
for sure.
So it's hard because I'm trying to justify the difference in my head, but I guess I would pay £55 for 3D platformer as long as it had enough content. I just don't know how much content that is because I've never spent £55 on a 3D platformer before.
No, like Mario Odyssey was like, I don't know how much that cost me. It wasn't £55. It was definitely less than that. And I mean that I played that for like, and that's a 3D platformer. So this is like for like, you know, I played that for like, I think 30 hours or so. That includes me like starting again and stuff. And I felt I got my money's worth because that was a really really good game. But of course, Mario Odyssey is like Breath of the Wild. Mario Odyssey is somewhat of a classic. So
for sure. Also, you got a fun multiplayer mode.
Oh god, you are. Yeah, I suppose.
A little bit of replayability in there. Mario Odyssey has intense replayability, obviously trying to get all the moons and stuff, which is what this game needs. It'll have the tokens.
It'll have the time trials.
Yeah, the time trials, all that stuff. Relics, yeah. It needs. I think it needs another collectible that's like, what are they called in Breath of the Wild? The cuckoo seeds.
The Korok seeds.
The Korok seeds.
Yeah.
It needs something like that where there's like millions of them and they're really hard to get.
Maybe.
And you get rewarded for lots of exploration.
Time trials, I think, are pretty good actually for Crash. I think the levels are made to be speedrunnable.
Yeah. Well, they were from 3 onwards. And then they just shoved it into the first 2.
Well, you say that, but like, at least Crash 1 maybe not, but Crash 2 is totally fine for time trials.
Well, they're very like hectic, fast-paced games, so it just kind of benefits from that naturally.
Yeah. I'm being a bit negative, but so I want to rein it in because actually I thought the trailer was really fun.
Yeah.
I really really like the fact that they're just kind of like, this is just a sequel to the third one. Like, this is like the story.
Yeah.
The story.
Nothing else happened. They make a joke about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they say like, oh, how many times have you beat this guy? 3 times. And he's like, really? It feels like more.
Yeah.
I mean, we both
really,
very...
Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, we are both very excited for this game, as we've mentioned in our previous off-Sandbox conversations. But I think it's a reasonable discussion to have when you're charging so much money for it.
But assuming it's all good, man, I'm so down for Crash. I think, well, with the racing game with Nitro Fueled, they've shown with the stupid list of characters.
Which I was very surprised by.
Yeah, they actually do respect the franchise quite a bit by the looks of it, and so I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing some unusual, more obscure picks for cameos.
Sure.
And like,
what's that gorilla guy called?
Oh, Rillaroo.
Rillaroo
and improved. What was it called? It was like
Rillaroo fixed or something.
Oh yeah,
it's fixed Rillaroo.
Great.
Fixed Rillaroo.
And I'm ready. Also, I'm kind of just with the Insane trilogy. I was like, no, I'm gonna wait for it to come out on PC. I'm not waiting for this. I'm just gonna have to buy this on PlayStation 4. I really.
You're gonna have to buy it for £55.
It's a bit a disappointment that it's £55. I have to say, I didn't realise it was that much money.
That's the thing; they get away with it.
But like, man,
they know people have been waiting years for it, and it looks very, very beautiful.
It does. There's a. Are you on the Amazon page by any chance?
I'm not. I'm just watching the trailer on repeat.
If you go on the Amazon page, there's a really really cool screenshot they've got of
cool.
He's like Crash is like looking out on like some sort of like piratey harbour. It looks really nice.
Very peculiar. Yeah. we're both very excited. I mean, yeah, that does look nice. I'm looking at the screenshot now of Crash looking out on the Piratey Harbour. Maybe if you get it from Tesco, it'll be cheaper. You know.
Normally it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's true. Either way, we're both very excited for Crash, and we're going to spend £55 on it.
If it has Rusty the Walrus, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'd be happy with a bit of Dingo Dial, a bit of Tiny. I like the classics.
Ooh, yummy, fresh meat for my pot.
We should play more Crash Nitro Fueled on the channel. Have some openly verses.
I would love to play some Crash. We should definitely play some Crash. What are we doing?
We should have.
What are we doing?
What are we doing with our lives? We should have a series where we find the best kart racer. We can play Crash. We can play Mario. We can play Sonic.
I mean,
we can play Crazy Frog for PS2.
We can definitely do that. But
yeah,
the question of what is the best kart racer, I think, is not one that needs to be debated.
Because everyone knows it's Crazy Frog.
Yeah, it's slick. It's got a very recognisable cast of characters.
That's another game I had. It had 2 games. It had a sequel.
Mm-hmm. I've only played the second one.
I think I only had the second one. That was like the early days of the internet where, you know, any slight kind of viral thing was just bought and commodified immediately in the worst possible way. Maybe that'll happen to us soon.
So I want to talk about some more games now.
Yeah.
If you're getting bored of talking about games, then we've got some good games for you. So
that's good.
New game announced today.
Yeah.
Pokemon Unite.
I think I saw something on this, but I haven't probably looked at anything on it.
There was a live stream today, which I tuned in for. It was only 10 minutes.
Fair.
I watched approximately 2 of those minutes.
Yeah, and then you gave up.
It was... Pokemon Unite is a mobile League of Legends ripoff. And
interesting.
It is...
What's the roster?
It is a move on, let's never talk about this game ever again, please.
It's a strange roster. Are these the 10 Pokemon you can play as?
I don't actually know. What is the roster?
The roster is Blastoise, Charizard, Venusaur, Venusaur's third evolution, Pikachu, Clefairy, Machamp,
they're all Gen 1.
Snorlax, Lucario.
Oh no, there you go. Gengar?
Ghastly? Gengar? Gengar. And then a red bird that I don't recognise.
Oh, I'm going to identify that red bird for you.
Yeah, because I think that's me being an absolute dweeb.
How did you find this list?
I just searched Pokemon Unite and all the pictures are of this roster.
Oh,
here we are. It's...
Is it
Talonflame?
Oh, I would have totally known Talonflame.
Oh, and it's Clefable, not Clefairy.
Gen 6.
Cool, my Pokemon knowledge is rusty. What a weird roster.
Bad game.
Bad.
So...
Jamie, don't judge a book by its cover. It could be the best game ever.
They did that really horrible thing where they had people like playing the game, you know, live and stuff. And they were taking...
What, like people who've never played it before sort of thing?
Yes.
But they're all clearly paid actors.
But they had... What I hate is they had that... They were playing it on their phone and they were taking it very seriously. And they're like, yeah, you know... Like, oh man, come on. Like, this is... What is this thing that I'm unaware of? But so many adverts for mobile games make it seem like, you know, the hardest of the hardcore... They go to mobile and play games where you can click a couple of buttons with your fingers. And that's not a scene, is it? That's not real, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it?
I don't think so.
Am I too old?
I mean, a Pokemon MOBA I feel like could potentially work.
It's
just...
Actually, like... I looked at the gameplay, and I also think that the concept is not bad.
Yeah.
But then you look at the game, and I just don't think it looks like it's going to be good.
Just release it on Switch.
It is on Switch.
Oh, it is on Switch.
Yeah.
As well as mobile.
But also mobile, so you can. It's not going to be
Well,
like...
that strikes me as bad, because if it can run on mobile...
Yeah.
I'm not really going to want to play a mobile game on my Switch.
I mean, you say that,
It feels
but like...
weird.
You know, modern phones are quite a lot more powerful than the Switch.
I guess. Yeah, I haven't seen anything, so I can't really judge it, but knowing the route the Pokemon Company have been going lately, I don't have the best of faith.
Yahoo! Right, should we move on?
Oh, also, you have to pay for each character.
Oh, what? Really?
That's not true. I made that up.
It does say it wasn't free to play. It was free to start. Free to start.
Free to start.
Love it. Love it.
You start with Clefable. Each character after that is £18 a pop.
You can't even evolve to Clefable. You just start with
Clefairy.
No, Cleffa.
You start with Cle. It's like a Clefairy Fleetus.
No, Cleffa.
Fleetus.
Cleffa is actually genuinely the pre-evolution of Clefairy.
No. I know, but Cle
Okay.
is the fetus version of Cleffa.
Jesus. Can we have fetus forms? Come on, Game Freak. What are you doing?
We've got Mega Evolutions. Can we have minor evolutions?
You watch like introducing fetus forms of Pokemon, and it's like we've got this whole new method of evolution. We're now going right back. We're starting off from the fetus forms, introducing fetus forms for Pikachu, Charizard, Lucario. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. You've got your fetus forms.
It'd be introducing a new form of Charizard.
But this form,
Charizard.
This form can only be accessed if you use it at the right time on Gigantamaxed Mega Charizard X, which is a real thing.
It's like Prestige. Like if your Pokemon becomes so powerful, you can reset them. In the lore of the world, it's like horrific because they've become this creature with all these experiences and like emotions and thoughts about the world, and then you just like reset them into a baby.
I know you
for no real reason other than you get XP.
I know you're joking and stuff, right?
Mm.
But I secretly have kind of wanted them to implement a prestige system.
Pokemon Prestige.
So I kind of like the idea of, instead of doing, which they would never do, but instead of making the remakes, because they always do remakes every gen, instead of making them like a whole separate game, have them as like, you can fly there. So you download an expansion and it's a remake. So it's like, oh, now I can go to Sinnoh in Sword and Shield. And then your Pokemon, they say like, yo, you can't bring over like level 70 Pokemon because you'll just wreck everything. So they kind of like have a way of making it so that you can start from scratch but still retain your previous Pokemon in some way. And
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or like it's illegal to fly a Pokemon across the border because they'll ruin the ecosystem.
That sounds like something that the guy who writes all the Pokedex intro, that's something that he would come up with that they accidentally let slip.
You've got to keep it law friendly, you know. There's implications to these things, and then you can fly back to England, and you got your Sword and Shield Pokemon still.
You know, do you know about the Pokedex entry for Yamask?
No.
Yamask is literally the reanimated, captured soul of a dead child.
Oh yeah, I think I do know that.
It's like... Anyway.
It's like that balloon Pokemon that lures in children and then just flies them into space so they suffocate and freeze.
Drifblim?
Drifloon. Drifloon.
Oh man, that is a ghost Pokemon.
Yeah. He's horrible. Right, is there any more gaming news? 'Cause Pokemon is making me sad.
So there actually is. We've got a few more things that I've got on my list.
Should we speed run through?
I'd like you to say, if you have anything that you want to prioritise over what I'm saying, please do say.
Well, I've got one bit of old news that I was going to bring up at some point.
Please do.
Destroy All Humans remake.
Oh yeah.
It was announced like 3 weeks ago now, but I just keep forgetting to mention it, so you know. Did you ever play Destroy All Humans?
I never owned it. I played it once.
I coincidentally brought it up a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about our parents letting us play certain games when we were younger. And Destroy All Humans was one of the games I was allowed to play at a young age because my parents thought it looked really cartoony on the box art, even though it was relatively inappropriate. But yeah, I loved Destroy All Humans as a young boy, at least the first two. Thought they were great, very fun. And a remake of them appeals to me supremely. Or a remake of the first game, at least.
I've heard
updated graphics, better physics, better controls and gameplay. I think it will be solid. I'm looking forward to it, and it looks good.
It sounds pretty solid.
Hopefully it's priced well.
I've heard good hype.
Yeah. I hope I also aren't just horribly misremembering the games, because I'm pretty sure they were great. But you know,
I think they were quite
simple. Love open season. They just had I think the weapons was the best part. They were very creative, and there was a very nice upgrade system that I always enjoyed.
I always love a good upgrade system.
Good upgrade system. You had to harvest human DNA, and then you spent human DNA on more weapons.
Man,
it was good
stuff.
That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, good times.
All right, so
go.
We've got Min Min has been announced as a new character in Smash.
Yeah.
We've got Star Wars Squadrons was announced, and there is a Cyberpunk is right now as we speak. Journalists are playing a demo for Cyberpunk, and there is a live stream, a 25-minute live stream tomorrow called Cyberpunk Nightwire, I believe. And it's just hype, isn't it? You know, Cyberpunk hype.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. That's pretty exciting. I also hadn't heard about Star Wars Squadrons. How does that look?
Like, I believe there's only been a cinematic trailer. I'm not sure though. I could be wrong.
A space combat game.
Yeah,
that's what we need.
It sounds like a mode in Battlefront, and it's priced accordingly, so it's fine.
Oh, it's cheap.
It's £35, so like
solid.
That's a solid game in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I would kind of prefer it if it was a game mode in Battlefront, but you know. No, there is a gameplay trailer of it. Came out a couple days ago.
Oh, cool! I need to watch that.
It came out on our Lord and Saviour Boris Johnson's birthday, June the 19th.
Oh, God.
It looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
I hope there's a lot of customization. Probably not. It's probably going to be like, do you want to play as a TIE fighter? Oh yeah, it's showing you choose a ship. They've all got different classes. Probably not much customization then.
Could be cool though. It's a thing.
It's like mild customization of the characters. Looks cool. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that. I would keep my eye on it.
Yeah. Your beady eye.
Beady old eye. Cyberpunk is exciting.
Been delayed to November, which I don't think we've talked about. That happened recently.
We haven't actually. We haven't talked about that. I don't think we've talked about that off camera, but yeah. I'm not mad. I'm never really mad when a game gets delayed. I'd rather it be delayed than be terrible.
I'm only like not mad. That's the wrong word to use. But I'm upset if it's delayed super close to it coming out.
Yeah.
This is a substantial delay, and they announced it reasonably far in advance, so it's fine.
No, yeah, that's true. It was pretty close. They could have done it sooner.
I think,
but you know,
Final
better
Fantasy
than the
VII
alternative.
was like delayed by like 2 weeks, like days before it was about to come out, or something stupid.
Yeah, see, I won't be happy with that.
I'd be really gutting.
Yeah, I guess it is annoying if you've pre-ordered the game and you've you know taken a month off of work to prepare to play it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely taking time off work to play Cyberpunk, so
I could potentially consider that, to be fair. It looks hype. Should we move on past news, Jamie? Have you got any more to talk about?
that's a lot.
That's the news. You heard it here first, folks. So, Jamie, what's next? What's next for us boys?
Well, this is a bit where you tell me what you've been watching, because I haven't been watching
What have I
anything.
been watching?
And this
Have
is a
you
bit
not?
where I get my pen and paper out, and you
Yeah.
tell me what I need to watch, because you have good taste.
I can't remember if I briefly mentioned this last week, but I don't think I did. I think last week I spoke about the movies I'd watched, which were many and amazing.
You did. On Netflix.
Have you watched any of those movies yet? You obviously haven't, because otherwise you would have said you'd watched them.
Unfortunately not. I've still got it written down.
I think Birdman was the only one you hadn't watched, but yeah.
That was it, yeah.
Great film. I've been watching Community, which I don't know if I mentioned last week, but I think I may have briefly. It's an American sitcom made by Dan Harmon, and it's really, really good.
Yeah, you mentioned that, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so I watched the first 3, which are supposed to be, like, really amazing, really great television, which they were. Very good, very funny, very clever. And now on season 4, which Dan Harmon got sacked on, so the quality drops massively. The drop in quality has not been nearly as bad as I was expecting, because I had heard such terrible things. I think it is noticeable, and there are moments where I'm like, yeah, you can really tell that this is a different creator to the first 3 seasons. But it's still very good TV compared to a lot of other stuff. So it's not terrible for me to sit through. And they brought back Dan Harmon for seasons 5 and 6, because they were like, well, guess we probably should. That didn't go as good. And minor spoilers for Community. Apparently at the beginning of season 5 they say that there was a gas leak and everyone was acting just like stupid in season 4 because of the gas leak.
That is so good.
Dan Harmon's a massive arsehole.
That is so funny.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's a really meta show, so that I think they probably refer to the change in writing quite a lot. I'm imagining. There's so much controversial stuff behind the scenes with Chevy Chase and Dan Harmon and all of it. It's very interesting to read into. I'd recommend people, if they have any interest in doing so, because there was so much tension behind the scenes. So there's a lot going on there. I also believed after it was dropped from whichever network it was on, it was picked up by like Yahoo streaming service.
I saw that. Really weird.
Very bizarre.
Yeah.
Really, really weird. Something I hadn't even heard of until I watched a thing about Community.
For that to happen, it's really strange.
Really, really bizarre. Yeah, there's a lot of just weird behind the scenes backstory to the show. It's very fascinating. But yeah, if you haven't watched it, definitely worth a watch. I hear that 5 and 6 pick up a lot from season 4, although apparently a few of the cast leave, but I'm not sure who. I'm imagining Chevy Chase, maybe Donald Glover. They're a source of a lot of the tension.
Oh dear.
But yeah, good show, very funny. Lots of references to pop culture, very meta.
I should watch it.
You should.
Yeah.
There's some episodes that feel like they're just inspired future Rick and Morty episodes.
That's really funny.
In some ways, at least. But they're very cool, and it's a very creative show. Some of them remind me a bit of Always Sunny as well, when they do kind of genre-bending episodes and stuff. But I know a lot of sitcoms do that. But yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff indeed. So you haven't been watching anything?
I actually have not. And
do you want to talk about what you've been playing?
well, I wish I could. It's just been a bit rough the last few weeks for me.
No. Should we get real?
No, let's not get real. We'll like.
I'll pull out the violin.
We'll be in tears after the podcast ends, but for now we need to put on our big boy faces.
Okay.
So I haven't been. I've just been eating my comfort food. Honestly, the games I've been playing are my bread and butter games only. So we're talking
Fair.
Killing Floor 2, Civilization, and I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles as well, which, oh man, it's there are some serious roadblocks.
Game.
I think I like, I don't know, it might sound dumb. Usually with like modern RPGs, there aren't that many roadblocks, and so for that reason, side quests often don't feel. I usually don't do side quests and stuff, mainly because I don't want to be really overpowered or anything, and I feel like if you're kind of just trotting along the main story just fine, then I kind of just do that. Notable exception being The Witcher, but that had the best side quests in like any game I've ever played, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So Xenoblade's side quests aren't great though. It makes up for it with the actual environments, and the map are like intensely well designed and really, really cool. The Monolith who make Xenoblade, they actually made the overworld for Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh man, really?
They actually like heavily worked on Breath of the Wild, and debatably the best part of that game is that there's that overworld. So
yeah, that does sound solid. Yeah, I mean, I know you love your Xenoblade. It's like you literally play games the complete opposite as me. I complete every side quest. I love being so overpowered.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't. I honestly, I'm a bit. I like things to be. I'm a bit sad with this. I like things to be played in the most optimal way, the way it was intended, and so you know, it's very rare, unless it's like heavily hinted in the game or in a review or whatever, that you shouldn't do this. But normally it's like normal mode. I don't want hard mode necessarily. I want just the optimal experience. I don't want to be just completely pooping over every boss. I want to, like, if there's a big old scary demon, right, and the whole party are scared, and then you know the cutscene shows them getting destroyed, and then the gameplay comes and I click my fingers and they're dead. That doesn't do it for me. I want to feel the struggle, you know.
You want the full immersion.
So I think also with age I've become less and less infused with playing with grinding. I think I've become, it depends on the game, but generally I'm a lot more opposed to grinding than I used to be.
Yeah.
And in some games side quests feel like grinding.
Yeah.
If they're done bad.
I can see that.
The side quests in Xenoblade are done bad. It's like by far the worst part of the game is the side quests.
That's really sad. It's all just like fetch quests and stuff.
It's like, they're like, it's just like you just have this list of like quests which all look the same. Like kill 3 of these, fetch 3 of these.
Yeah.
It's like actually the worst. It's such a shame. And you hit these roadblocks where it's like, I can't beat this boss, and it's because I'm underleveled. It's like, okay, I guess I
gotta go and do those side quests.
But it's the thing that carries you along is the story, which has been really good. The story is slightly spoilt by playing well, not really the game's fault, but after playing Xenoblade 2, it makes you want to, like, I immediately wanted to Google story elements of the first game due to what happens at the end of the second game, and you don't have to do that. But I just assumed that I was never going to play the first one because it's on the Wii. So there's certain elements of the story where I'm kind of like, oh damn it, I only read that, but oh well.
Yeah,
that's my fault.
It's fair.
That's it though.
Well, there we go. Not a whole lot of new playing.
What are you? How are you enjoying Last of Us?
I'm still really enjoying The Last of Us 2. That's all I've been playing. I mean, we won't go too far into that because obviously we've already done a long video talking about that. We don't want to bring in any more potential controversy. I'm still really loving it. There was just a cool twist, which I'll talk about to you afterwards, because people who do want to play the game will be mad at the spoilers, and people who aren't interested won't be interested.
That is a good point.
I'm still really loving it. There's some new combat mechanics. There's dogs and stuff to fight. I just got the bow and arrow, which I always love, being a bit more sneaky. Some cool stuff's happening in the story. And there's flashback scenes where you play as younger Ellie. The first
That's very,
flashback
very
was
cool.
with Joel. I'm like, oh, Joel is in the game anyway.
Oh.
But yeah, it was a really cool scene. He like takes her to a museum for her birthday. It ends with a nice moment where she puts on this astronaut helmet and sits in this old space shuttle. He gives her a tape recording of like the rocket taking off for the moon landing, and then it just kind of zooms in, and Ellie's like elated face in this astronaut mask, and it starts shaking as if it's actually taking off. The controller's vibrating, the music's swelling. Oh, it's good. It's so good.
That's very, very cute.
The music is really, really tense. You can extremely tell that like what music is made by Matt Quayle, the guy who composed the Mr. Robot soundtrack. It's very similar at times.
Cool.
Which is great. It's got that kind of synthy.
I really, really enjoyed Mr. Robot soundtrack a lot.
He did a good job. I looked him up on Spotify as well. That's like all he's got on there.
Oh.
So it seems like all he's done is the Mr. Robot and Last of Us 2. It's great. Yeah, I've been playing it for a long time. Still haven't gotten to any Abbey sections, so we'll see. But I'm loving it so far. It's still up there for me.
The very last flashback of the game is a teaser for the next game, and it's a flashback back to the Jurassic period, and you see dinos stomping around, and then you look down and it's Ellie, and it just credits roll.
It's not even going to be that. It's going to be the origin of Cordyceps.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Cordyceps wiped out the dinosaurs.
That would be a sick way of getting dinos into Last of Us.
Dinosaurs wiped out by Cordyceps, and then it evolved to get insects.
Oh my god!
And then it jumped to humans at some point.
Scientists studied the Cordyceps and realised that there's actually like trapped dino DNA within it, and Jurassic Park style reanimates some dinos, and then they become more of an issue than the zombies.
That would be... No, the zombies and the dinosaurs fight. They don't find a mosquito in a piece of frozen amber. They find a mosquito in a mushroom.
Last of Us 3 is called... So it's Last of Us 3 Dinos versus Zombies. And then
it's got like a really cartoonish cover. All the dinosaurs on the left, all the zombies on the right. And they're like roaring at each other in the middle.
There's like a battle royale mode where you can play as a dinosaur or a zombie. And then the battle royale mode. Oh, Ellie! Ellie's immune to both the dinos and the zombies.
Oh my god! She's like, I'm immune. What, to Cordyceps? No, to Dino Bite.
And then Last of Us 4 doesn't happen. Instead, it's just spin-off franchise. Just Dino. It's straight up Dino versus Zombies 2, and Ellie,
Dino Raving Rabbits.
Yeah, it's basically like Rayman. Like Ellie's in the cover Dinos versus zombies, and then just like Rabbids, eventually like Ellie is like not in it at all. It's just straight up just Dinos.
Ellie always features, but she's like, you can dress your T-Rex up as Ellie. This is why we should be game developers. Man, why didn't I pursue that career?
You like purchase
because game developers are treated awfully and underpaid and overworked.
Yeah,
probably.
That is. You know, at one point I was like, I should. This is like many years ago as well. When I was definitely young enough to do this, I was kind of like, I should like learn how to make games and stuff. And even then, I was completely put off by the actual realities of the job. Even as a child, when I looked into it for a few Google searches, it was kind of like, man.
I just downloaded RPG Maker and thought I could do this, and then I learnt to program and thought I can't do this. Yeah, I used to look at like job openings for Medium Molecule and looked at what was required, but they don't generally care about actual like qualification. It's just like, can you show us things you've made? I'm like,
that's the good thing in a way about those sort of jobs, because obviously
I guess so.
Otherwise it'd be one of those conundrums like you have in loads of jobs where it's like 3 years experience preferable. Like, how am I supposed to get a job? Especially since there aren't that many big game studios. Like geographically, it's kind of you have to you definitely would have to travel to wherever you go. So and most people don't start off as indie devs publishing their own games. So the fact that you can just go in with a portfolio is pretty nice, actually.
I don't know. I'd kind of rather just bare minimum my way through education until I get the qualification.
I have an OCR Nationals in IT. Like, you're in.
Speaking of dinosaurs, Jamie,
the United Kingdom education system.
Since we haven't been playing a lot of games, can I talk about a game that I'm really excited to play?
Go on then, do it.
I haven't brought it yet, but I probably will soon. But there's a game on Steam called Parkasaurus, and it's like a like a Jurassic Park tycoon game, but it's all like cartoony, and you have all your dinosaurs and stuff. And it's in early access, but it looks so good.
Park, as in how do you spell that?
Parkasaurus.
Oh, it's literally just okay. Oh yeah,
Parkasaurus. It looks like a lot of fun.
I'm looking at it now. I mean,
since I played Polybridge, Steam has been recommending loads of tycoon games for some reason. I guess because simulation is a tag.
Yeah.
But so many of them look really cool. There's a few others that look good.
I could do with some more of this sort of stuff.
Good Company looks good. They're all like £20. I'm like, a bit risky when it's early access, but a lot of them look really funky. Just thought I'd throw that in.
I don't need another game like this in my life. Like Civ 6 still feels like I've touched the surface. I can't get into another game like that. It would just consume me even more.
But this isn't like you have your one-off saved game. This is like you create your tycoon and it is your baby forever. Civ 6 doesn't have dinosaurs, although they should introduce a dinosaur Civ.
Could. I mean, there's mods. I guarantee it. Maybe not Civ 6, but Civ 5. I guarantee it. I mean, there's
almost certainly
you could play on a Jurassic era Earth. That's a thing you can do. So
yeah, the greatest world leader of all time, T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Oh man, there used to be such good dinosaur mods for Minecraft, and I think they've all died now, which is really sad.
I think you know what, I've just come up with an idea. I think we should have a full-on dino podcast.
Dinosaur month.
Dinosaur month. I like that quite a lot.
What were you gonna say?
I just want to have a standalone discussion about dinos, but dinosaur month sounds great.
I made it a month.
We can kick it off with a discussion about dinosaurs, and then
right. Which month begins with D? Dinosaur December.
Dinosaur December.
Forget Christmas. December is dinosaur themed.
So I've just had a look on the Steam Workshop on Civ 5, and I looked. I typed in dinosaur, and sure enough, Barney of Barneyland is a Civ that you are able to play as with mods.
Yes.
Hello, Barney, everyone's friendly dinosaur. For years, you have helped children learn to get along and help each other, as well as doing some fun activities. Your success has spawned friends and enemies alike. It wasn't until the late 2000s when you were finally taken off the air, ending you one big happy family. Okay, but for years to come,
Sounds like a typo.
your legacy will live on. Barney, all your friends and family have gathered to create a land called Barneyland. Will you make the whole world part of your family? Can you build a civilization that will stand the test of time?
See, dinosaurs. There's so much you can do with them. Barney is definitely an aggressive leader. You definitely go for domination victory with Barney.
Barney's abilities are 50% less unhappiness from cities.
That's genius.
And the unique building is Barney's house, and the unique unit is anthropomorphic dinosaur.
Or it would just be like Velociraptor, but sure. I guess that wouldn't really fit the theme of Barney.
This is like a truly heinous mod. This is like something that no one should ever look at ever again.
Like a shit tier mod. That's what I want. Oh boy. Well, that's dinosaurs.
And that is episode 27.
That is episode 27. Are we sure? Because we always get the number wrong.
Oh, I'm sure we're one behind.
Most likely.
In fact, almost certainly.
That sounds like us. Yeah, well, that was our dinosaur-themed Sandbox episode.
Look forward to... We've got plenty more... If you enjoyed our Last of Us discussion, there's more where that came from, but not Last of Us, though.
No.
Other things. Although, Jack, I absolutely would love to hear your opinions once you've beaten the game, for sure.
Oh, yeah, I'll probably do a video once I've beaten the game.
But, other than that, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We've recently passed 2 million subscribers.
We have. Thank you so much. Our YouTube statistics, our analytics, told us that 100% of people who watch our videos are subscribed. So thank you.
And on that note, Jack, will you take it away?
I love you. You love me. Let's... Oh no, how's the real song go? I only know the Let's Get Together and Kill Barney version.